Hey everybody, welcome to Rusty Mark Garage. Last video I shot on the road, driving down the road, explained about my throw-out bearing on this dually. Been a little noisy. So I'm in the shop working on it. Let's see, it's Saturday, the 16th, 17th, something like that, of November. Got the transmission sitting out there. That's an MV4500. Have a huge mess. Here's the old clutch come out of it. It really don't look that bad. I think I bent this up when I was pulling it out. And I got the new clutch set up here. There is the old throw-out bearing, and though it turns, it's rough and everything. Got a new one right there. Nice and pretty and clean. Also, I'm going to, when I got everything tore apart, I got a new slave cylinder I'm going to put on it, and a new starter. And so I had issues with the starter once in a while. On a road trip, I'd stop, fill up with gas, and boy, it didn't want to start. I mean, there's nothing, no clicking, nothing. Let it cool off just a minute and it'd go to starting. I pulled the starter off, and you can see that a lot. You see his solenoid has got a hole burned in it. It's really bad. The starter works good, but that solenoid needs to be replaced. I'm just going to replace all of it. And I'll have a spare starter, but that solenoid is toast. So that was that problem. And I've been cleaning parts, clean out the bell housing. That's what I do. I set it in the trash can, spray it down, wire brush it, whatever. Got the fork here. Got a new pilot bearing I gotta swap out. I'm fixing to go get some bread and punch out that other one. And I'm waiting to hear on a seal. I've got a front tranny seal that goes right in there. And the one I picked up was the wrong one. And got that pilot shaft there cleaned up. I like to, especially around grease, grime, dust, crap, rust, whatever. If I take something apart, I like to clean all my parts up real good. I'm not going to clean this transmission, but I did clean the face of it up here real good, and that's where it goes right there, that pilot shaft. I just got that rag stuck in there to keep debris out of there. About 50-50 on this bearing right here. It rolls good. It was not making a noise, but you can see this race. Some of y'all probably yell at me about this, but see that race right there is ate up just a little bit. I'm gonna clean it up good and run it. I'm just not I'm not too concerned about that. I think it'll be just fine. Man, what a booger getting this thing out. I probably did all kinds of wrong, but anyway, it is what it is. Fixing to put the rear main in it on the 454, and might as well do that while I'm here because it was leaking. Of course, all Chevys rear main leaks. But check out that light. I don't know if I ever showed this on the video before or not, but I bought it off Facebook. I mean, you know, those advertisements. I actually bought two of them and gave one to friends. Got a connection right there. You know, plug it. It comes with a 12-volt adapter where you can roll that up and, you know, take it with you traveling as a work light. And of course, in the shop, run off wall power. And but that's a cool light. You're supposed to be able to run over it and everything else. Kind of awkward looking right at it, but when you're laying underneath the vehicle shining up, it gives you a lot of light. You can hang it up. I've hung it up, over the hood of vehicles and to shine down on the engine bay. Really, really works great. I don't remember how much it cost. It wasn't all that expensive. But anyway, yeah, I've already replaced the rear seal on that transmission. I've had the end off of it. Replaced it. I need to replace that boot, but I can do that later. Kind of boogered it up and getting it out. The little shifter boot that goes around here. And just cleaning parts up. I got some bolts to clean up. And fixing to get the rear main in it. And I'm waiting on a parts store to call me about that one seal. They're hoping it will come in on the 6 o'clock truck. If it's not, it'll be in the morning. But anyway, I'm gonna get done everything I can get done that I can tonight. And hopefully finish this up tomorrow. And so I can get it back on the road and it be quieter and better. And because I gotta head back down to Florida to pick up my camper and put it in storage. So I need this fixed back on the road, I actually came back home this weekend. The wife's still camping with the kids down there right now. I came home this weekend. My intention was to work on that truck. And then this one did its thing. So I have to get it back on the road because I use this thing pretty much daily. When I get ready to pull something, I gotta be ready to go. So preventative maintenance, this truck I've had for about 3 years now. And if you looked at some of the other videos, done a ton of work to it. On top of having it repainted, bucket seats, new dash, new headliner, which in the last video, I explained about the headliner sagging down, and bought it at Classic Industries, and they made it right, sent me a brand new one. No charge, no shipping, nothing. It's like, we're sending you a new one. I'm like, awesome. So I still have that to put in, but I got to get it running and everything first. But anyway, yeah. So I'm ready to get this one back on the road, and I have that project I've got to get done with, and I've got a ton of work to do yet on it, but it's coming. I got to get this out of the way and quit having breakdowns every time I turn around. Things happen, and this is one of those things where, you drive older vehicles, and I'm blessed that I can work on them. And I'm not an ASC certified mechanic. I've cranked on wrenches since I was a kid. Motorcycles, three-wheelers, cars. I grew up with a wrench in my hand all the time. And taught myself, listened to other people talk, learned from other people, do's and don'ts and stuff. And that's just me. I'm just a normal guy, just out here doing what I can do. And so it's I enjoy it. It's a little frustrating sometimes when it's your daily rides, having to get them back on the road in a rush. And I'd rather be working on a project where I can, get to a point in that day and go, okay, I'm done with it today. I'll get back on it tomorrow or the day after or whatever. And you're not rushed. You don't have that, you're not antsy about it, I guess. But your dailies, what you depend on, you gotta get them back together, get them on the road, and go, go, go. So that's what I'm doing on this one. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, I'm just, again, it's just things you run into when you drive older vehicles. And I love this truck. I absolutely love it. I've had so many people try to buy it, offer me money. I get thumbs up because it is a 92 and it looks really good. It's not perfect. It's not a show truck. I work it, but I try to keep it clean, take care of it, keep it maintained to the highest, best possible status that I can, because I'm a true believer in excellent maintenance and keeping everything right. And you just have less problems if you do. This is just one of those problems to throw out bearing. Parts wear out. They just do. There's 129,000 miles on this truck. To my knowledge, it is the accurate mileage. And parts wear out, and you got to replace them. And sometimes it's a tough job like this one. But you just got to buckle down and do it. And, get it over with and move on. So that's just the price you pay for driving an older vehicle. And let me tell you, new vehicles break down too. And I know this thing with the 454 big block and the 5-speed, and I ran 80 and 85 coming home and got about 10 miles a gallon, which is not bad running that speed. 12 is the best I ever got with this truck. Normally around 7 or 8 when I'm pulling my camper. Depends if I got a headwind or a tailwind. It burns a lot of gas, but in my opinion, I don't have a $1,000 truck payment on a new diesel. Plus diesels are more expensive to operate. Diesel's higher, parts maintenance is higher, parts are higher. When they break down, they're higher. So I'm very happy to have this truck. And like I said, I can buy gas. I don't have a $1,000 truck payment every month. And so I can buy a ton of gas for that. And so I'm happy with it. It serves me well. And so anyway, that's the reason I fixed it up. I spent the money on it that I wanted to spend. And, I keep moving on with it, so real happy with it. It's so solid. It drives so well. Its steering's tight. I would like to have more power. I'd like to have, some new heads and maybe a supercharger on it with different fuel injection. I hate throttle body, but I'd like to really soup that engine up at some point, and like to have a lot more power when you need it for pulling campers, up hills and all that kind of stuff and that kind of thing. But we'll see what happens down the road. But anyway, fixing to put the rear main in, and I didn't show you the the flywheel, pressure plate. So this was kind of discolored a little bit. I scuffed it up some, but I got the feeling of it, and it's got a few little slight wobbles in it, just little bitty dips, and I'm thinking I may scuff it up some more. It's got just a little bit more than what I would like to have. I didn't take the time to get it resurfaced. Just kind of doing this quick and on a budget, but I may hit that just a little bit more, but it's not bad. I've seen a whole lot worse. And there's not a lot of, you know, wear on this clutch pad here. It's just, you know, it's not too bad. And that's kind of what it looked like, because I'm not cleaning that up. But it was, you know, a little discolored. Somewhere on the clutch. But anyway, we'll see how the new one works and go from there, and hopefully everything will work out well. Appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully I'll have this back on the road soon, and stay tuned for more videos coming up. I got more coming up with this one and other projects, making some headway. Got my cousin's YJ Jeep in the shop. We did a color change on the Jeep today. It was going to be white. You've seen in the previous videos that white YJ. I've shown it to you before. Now we're going with Sarge Green. It's a 21-22 Jeep Wrangler color. So we made a color change on that, and I contacted the upholstery on the seats. So we got some things in the makings, in the works on that project. Plus I got a 69 Bronco coming up. You're gonna love that one. That's a nice rig. We're gonna be doing some work on it. So stay tuned, a lot of cool videos coming up. And do me a favor and like, subscribe, hit that bell. And that gyrates the algorithms and all that fun stuff, and the bloopers and the bebops and all that. And hey, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. So long.